Không biết là các bạn sinh viên đã vào được chưa ha? Anh Hải là thấy cái màn hình của em không? Thấy cái PowerPoint của em rồi đúng không? À, anh Hải thấy rồi. Vậy không biết mấy bạn sinh viên không em không biết là mấy bạn sinh viên vô đầy đủ chưa để em bắt đầu luôn á. Mình coi cái số lượng sinh viên vô ở đâu vậy anh, hay là mình cứ live? Tại vì bây giờ là 8:33, nhiều khi mấy bạn không biết em chờ mấy bạn vô thêm không? Rồi thì em ngồi chờ thêm chút xíu nữa. Mấy bạn sinh viên chờ thầy chút xíu nữa nha. Bữa sáng nay mình bị trục trặc quá nên là thầy cũng cả hai bên là trục trặc hết nên các em ráng học trễ chút xíu. Tới hồi mình sẽ học đến khoảng 10:30 hơn cũng được. Còn bạn nào có lớp thì mình chia ra mình học cái lớp khác. Một số bạn ở lại đây nghe xong bài giảng của thầy ha. Thầy sẽ chờ thêm khoảng 5 phút nữa mình bắt đầu. Đây là ngày đầu tiên thầy livestream nên có nhiều trục trặc xảy ra. Thầy nghĩ là tuần sau mình sẽ ổn hơn ha. Bữa nay cái bài của mình là sẽ 2 tiếng. Thì lát hồi 9:30 bạn nào thầy nói lại là bạn nào có lớp thì mình vẫn đi học lớp khác bình thường, còn bạn nào không có lớp thì học tiếp đến 10:30 ha. 10 giờ tụi em cũng có ca học, thì bây giờ thôi mình cứ nghe tới đâu thì mình tới đó, thêm mấy phút nữa đi. Một phút nữa thầy bắt đầu luôn nha. Trước khi bắt đầu thầy giới thiệu chút xíu đi ha, thầy là giảng viên mới của bộ môn ngoại ngữ, tên thầy là Quốc Bảo ha. Thì trên màn hình này các bạn có thấy là email, đây là email của thầy. Ok, thì các bạn có thể liên lạc qua email này nếu có thắc mắc gì. Rồi thôi bây giờ mình bắt đầu luôn nha. Okay, so we're gonna start. Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Bảo and I'm a new lecturer from the Department of Foreign Languages. Okay, so we start the lesson. Okay, so in this lesson you will learn first one, the introduction, the path of food, upper digestive tract. You also learn about the oral cavity, the path to the stomach. Okay. So first one, let me show you a picture. Okay, what is this picture about? It's about a human's body, right, with different organs inside. So I have some questions for you to think about. The first one, what does a human need to live? Question number 2, what can a human do? Question number 3, can you name some systems in a human's body? Question number 4, what system is related to food? Okay, I will give you around 1 minute to think about the answers to these questions, okay? Okay, so the first question, what does a human need to live? Okay, all humans need food to live. We need to eat to live, right? And food will provide us with energy. Okay, everyone needs energy to work, to live. Question number 2, what can a human do? Okay, thanks to energy. Okay, we have energy and we can move, we can study or laugh. Okay, a human can do almost anything. Question number 3, can you name some systems of a human's body? So some systems are respiratory system, neural system, digestive or reproductive systems, right? Question number 4, what system is related to food? The answer is the digestive system. Okay, and today we're going to study about this system. Okay. Okay, so this is the pictures of the digestive system. Okay, the digestive system starts from the mouth. Okay, and ends with the anus. Right. Okay. And we can take a look at these pictures. These are some components of the digestive system. You see, okay, starting from the mouth, within the mouth cavity, and we have pharynx, esophagus, right? And then we have liver, stomach, pancreas. Take a look, okay? These are some components of the digestive system. Okay, so this is the introduction. The body needs energy to work properly. You need energy to move, study, and laugh. Okay, sugar, protein, and fat in the foods you eat help your body obtain energy. Okay, the role of the digestive system is to take in food, break it down into small molecules, and put those molecules into the bloodstream to carry energy to all cells of the body, right? Cells use as much of the food energy as they need, and the rest either is stored as fat or eliminated, leaves the body, right? The digestive system is comprised of the organs of the digestive tract, the path along which food travels, and accessory organs which help with digestion but are not part of the path of food. In this unit, you will learn how food travels through the digestive tract and how the digestive process is controlled, okay? This is just the introduction, okay? So you don't need to take notes. Now, there are some new vocabularies you can take notes, okay? The first one, we have mouth, and you know that already. Esophagus, okay? You can take note. Esophagus. Stomach. Liver. Small intestine, okay? And large intestine. You will have 1 minute to take notes, okay? Remember, when you learn a new word, please pay attention to the pronunciation, okay, and the meaning of the new words. Esophagus, stomach, liver, small intestine, and large intestine. Okay, so going to continue. Okay, so I have these pictures. Can you please try, okay, labeling these organs? Okay, I will give you 1 minute to think about the names of all the organs. Okay, labels. Try to label the organs. Okay, so we continue. Okay, so these are some components of the digestive system. Okay, you can take a picture of my PowerPoint slide. Okay, so there are some questions for you to answer. 5 questions. Okay, question number 1, what is the function of the digestive system. Question number 2, name 5 organs that come into contact with food. What does the tongue do with food? And where does food go after it leaves the stomach? What are some common digestive problems? I mean, like some diseases related to digestive system, okay? If you can't find the answers or you don't know answers to these questions, don't worry, okay? I hope that after this lesson, you will have the answers to these questions. Okay, so we have some more new words, okay? You can see verbs. We have absorb, we have accumulate, convert, digest. Okay, so I'm going to start with number 1 again, absorbed. Okay, please care about the pronunciation of this new verb, absorb. To absorb means to take in a substance. Okay. Number 2, we have accumulate. If you accumulate something, you try to collect something, right? Okay. So for example, like when you eat, okay, sugar, you eat candies. Okay, so sugar will accumulate in your teeth, right? Okay. So number 3, we have convert. To convert is to change from one form to another form. Okay. To convert means to change from A to form B. Digest. To digest is to break into smaller molecules. Okay. Number 5, we have dissolve. Dissolve means to make a solid disappear. Sorry, disappear. My spelling mistake. Disappear. It means okay, disappear in a liquid. Okay. So for example, if you add some salt or sugar in water, okay, salt and sugar will dissolve in water, right? Okay. Number 6, we have eliminate. To eliminate means to get rid of or remove from body. Okay, so waste, you know, waste, body waste will be eliminated from your body. Number 7, we have grind. Grind means to crush with a hard object. Number 8, we have liquefy. To liquefy something means to turn something into a fluid or liquid, right? To make something soft and turn it into a liquid, into, you know, like a form of water, watery form. Number 9, we have neutralize. To neutralize means to make not acidic or alkaline. And number 10, we have the verb regulates. Okay, you can't see the verb here, but number 10 is regulates. To regulate means to control something, moderate, to control something. Okay, so now I have like 4 questions, 4 sentences here. Can you choose one of the words above, okay, to complete these sentences for me, okay? Number 1, just as a sponge removes water from the table, the bloodstream water from the intestines. So the first answer is absorbs, okay? Number 2, because the small intestine works best at a neutral pH, the acids from the stomach must be neutralized when it reaches the small intestine. Okay, you know that's like the acids, okay, your stomach acids will be neutralized by the alkaline, okay, in your stomach too, so that it helps prevent you from having too much acids in your stomach. Okay. Number 3, food waste is eliminated from the body through the anus. And number 4, water in saliva helps to turn food into a liquid or liquefies the food in the mouth. Okay, to liquefy means to make something soft. Remember, to turn something into water, right? Okay. Number 5, hormones control or regulates how fast your body breaks down food, right? Number 6, your back teeth are useful for grinding food. Number 7, when you eat lots of candy, sugar accumulates on your teeth. Okay, as I have told you before, when you eat candies, okay, the sugar will accumulate on your teeth. Okay, the sugar will be collected on your teeth, or sugar will stay on your teeth. So if you want to, like have good teeth, you have to brush your teeth regularly, especially after eating sugar, eating something, right? Number 8, if you stir sugar in water, it will dissolve. Okay, will dissolve. Okay, if sugar dissolves in water, you don't see sugar anymore because it dissolves, right? Okay, salts can dissolve in water too. Number 9, food is converted from large molecules into smaller molecules during digestion. Okay, so food is changed, right? To convert means to change. Food is changed from large molecules into smaller molecules during digestions, right? You know that there are some enzymes inside the stomach, okay, which help convert, like the large molecules into smaller molecules, okay, so that these molecules can be easily absorbed, okay, to your bloodstream. Number 10, food is broken down into small molecules or digested, okay, in the small intestine, okay. Most of most of the types of food are digested in the small intestine. Okay, so we have like the path of food, the upper digestive tract. This is the focus of our today lesson. Okay, so let me show you another picture. The upper digestive tract is the region extending from the mouth, the oral cavity, to the stomach. It includes the oral cavity and its contents, teeth or tongue, the pharynx, the esophagus, and the stomach, right? Okay. So we have some new words here like oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, right? You can take notes of these new words. Okay, I say again, the upper digestive tract is the region extending from the mouth, okay, the oral cavity, to the stomach. Okay, so you can take a look at this picture. Okay, so it starts with the mouth, okay, it ends with the stomach. The upper means above, okay, above, not below, upper. Okay, today we're going to focus on the upper tract only, starting from the mouth and ending, okay, at the stomach. So we have some new words like the oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, and stomach. Okay. Okay, so làm sao nó mở nhạc nữa kìa mẹ. Làm sao để chúng ta không nói được không Vinh? Chết không? Mở nhạc sâu quá. Thôi được rồi, không sao đâu, kệ đi. Okay, so we continue because like there's some backgrounds noise. Okay, we just continue. Okay, so we continue with the oral cavity. The oral cavity. Okay, so first one, when you have a look at these pictures, what do you think about? Okay, so you think about okay, so this is, what is it? It's saliva, right? So when you think about when you take a look at food, okay, like a gland, salivary gland inside your mouth, okay, like we secrete saliva. The sight, smell, taste, and thoughts of food stimulates the production of saliva. Okay, saliva is the name of the watery liquids in the mouth. Saliva is made by six sac-like organs called salivary glands. Okay, and we have a new word, salivary gland. I say again, the sight, smell, and taste and thought of food stimulates the production of saliva. Okay, so when you think about food, okay, or you smell, okay, or you taste food, okay, there is a gland inside your mouth which secretes saliva, and that gland is called salivary gland. Okay, saliva is the name of the watery liquids in the mouth. Okay, and saliva is made by six sac-like organs called salivary glands. The salivary glands are located between the mouth and ear, at the base of the tongue, and on the sides of the mouth. These glands secrete saliva. Okay, so you can have a look at this picture. Okay, so you can see that. So salivary glands are located between the mouth and the ear. Here, first one. Okay, and at the base of the tongue. At the base of the tongue. Second gland, and on the sides of the mouth. Right. Third one. In total, we have six salivary glands. Okay, two are located between the mouth and the ear, and two are at the base of your tongue, and two are on the sides of your mouth. Okay. Okay, so saliva has three functions. The first function is it contains a molecule that kills bacteria in the mouth, right? The second function is that it contains molecules that digest starches. So what are starches? Starches are food like rice, bread, potatoes, right? And next one, saliva liquefies food and help dissolve food molecules, right? Okay. So you can take notes. There are three basic functions of saliva. Okay. First one, it help kill bacteria in your mouth. Number two, it contains molecules that digest starches. And number three, it liquefies food. Okay, so you know that different foods have different tastes. Okay, so you take a look at this picture. So for example, if you taste candy, you know that candy is sweet, right? If you taste salt, it's very salty. We have some salty food, right? Lemon, if you taste lemon, it's very sour. If you taste, you know, like chili, bitter, it's hot. Okay, some food, okay, have umami flavor. Okay, like, you know, like chicken or meat. Okay, some kind of chicken or meat have umami flavor. Okay, the tiny bumps on your tongue help you taste the food. These bumps contain taste buds. Okay, so you can say some taste buds here, okay, on your tongue, right? Okay, so these bumps contain taste buds. Each taste bud is stimulated by each flavor. Okay, so for example, sweets, the poise of your tongue, okay, will help you taste the sweet flavor, right? And the top, you see, like, okay, the top edge of your tongues will help you taste salty flavor. Okay, the left side and the right sides of your tongue will help you taste sour, okay, flavor, and the back end of your tongue will help you taste bitter flavor, right? So each taste bud is stimulated by each flavor, right? Different regions of the tongue have concentrations of different taste buds, okay, as I have shown you here, okay? Different regions of the tongue, like the back of the tongue, left side to right side, okay, the point of the tongue, or you know, like the middle of the tongue, okay? So different regions will help you taste different flavors, okay? And taste buds, okay, are the things which help you, okay, distinguish flavors. For example, sweet flavor from sour flavor, right? Okay, in addition to enabling you to taste food, the tongue along with the muscles of the mouth move the food as you chew it with your teeth. Chewing breaks the large pieces of food into smaller ones so that the food can be easily swallowed. Humans have 32 teeth as adults. There are 4 different types of teeth. So now we move on to talk about the 4 different types of teeth inside your mouth, okay? So there are 4 basic types of teeth inside your mouth. The first one is called incisors, okay? Next we have canine. We also have premolar and molar, okay? So now we're going to go through each type of teeth, okay, in your mouth. Okay, so you can take a look at this table. So we have incisors, right? So where are these teeth located? Incisors are located at the front, okay? At the front, okay? And there are 8 incisors in your mouth, right? Okay, 4 are located on the upper jaw and 4 lower, right? So we have 8 incisors and they are located, okay, at the front of your jaw, right? Incisors are used to cut and bite food, right? Okay. Next one, we have canines. Canines are located to the side of the incisors, and there are 4 canines in total, 2 upper, 2 lower. Canines are used to tear food, right? Tear food. Next one, we have premolars, right? Premolars are located to the side of each canine, and there are 8 premolars in total, 4 upper, 4 lower. 4 premolars on the upper jaw and 4 are located on the lower jaw, right? Premolars are used for chewing and grinding, sorry, grinding, not grinding, okay? Premolars are used for chewing and grinding food. And the last type of teeth is molars, okay? Molars are located at the very back of the mouth, okay? So we have 12 molars in total, 6 upper, 6 lower, and molars are used to grind food, okay? So now I just want you to remember, okay, the types of teeth. What else? Location. It means like where are those teeth located, right? The number. You remember. You have to remember the number. Okay, so in total we have 32 teeth, right? An adult has 32 teeth, and you also have to remember the function of these types of teeth. Okay, so I encourage you to draw a table like this, okay, and put every piece of information inside each column and try to remember, okay, the information in a logical way. I have a note here. The last molars in the very back on each side are called wisdom teeth, okay? And actually wisdom teeth, okay, has no function at all, okay? And people usually have wisdom teeth, you know, like removed, okay? Because like wisdom teeth, okay, can cause pain, okay? So people usually have these kinds of teeth removed, okay? Okay, so this is like the structure of a tooth. Okay, so a tooth has three main layers. Okay, the first layer is enamel, and I have put the Vietnamese translation next to the word to help you understand this one more, right? The second layer of a tooth is dentin, right? Dentins, enamel dentins. And the next layer, the last layer, the inside, okay, part of a tooth is pulp. So remember, a tooth has three layers: enamel. Okay, from the outside to the inside, we have enamel, dentins, and pulp. Okay, so this is a tooth cavity, right? A cavity is a hole or opening. Cavities occur when teeth are not brushed frequently, right? Bacteria that live in the mouth use the sugars that accumulate on the teeth to make acids. This acid eats away the enamel on the outside of a tooth, the calcium source in the dentin beneath the enamel. Bacteria then digest the protein in the dentins. This results in a hole, right? If bacteria reach the nerves inside the pulp, the cavity becomes painful. A dentist can fix the cavity by filling the hole. The best way to avoid cavity is to brush and floss your teeth after every meal to keep the sugars away from the bacteria that live in your mouth. Okay, so if you want to avoid cavity, what should you do? Brush your teeth more frequently after you eat something, right? After your meals, after you eat something, okay? Because like if you don't brush your teeth, okay, sugar which is left on your teeth, okay, and the bacteria will make have sugar to make acids, okay, and acids will destroy, okay, the what, the enamel, the first layer of your tooth, okay, and then bacteria continue to eat away what, okay, the dentin, the main part of your tooth, okay, and when bacteria goes inside the pulp will contain, like some kind of nerve, right? Okay, when the bacteria enters the pulp, it will cause pain to your teeth, okay, and at that moment, okay, at that time you will feel really painful, okay, so try to avoid teeth cavity, okay, by brushing your teeth more frequently, especially after you eat something, okay. Okay, so we have a comprehension check, okay, from page 8 and 9, okay, this is gonna be your assignments, okay. I have sent, okay, you the material, okay, so you can take a look at that material, like the documents, the Word documents, and try to solve, okay, the questions, okay, in that Word, documents, right? We have some more new vocabulary to take notes. The pharynx. The pharynx is just another word for throat, okay? Epiglottis, right? Esophagus, larynx. Larynx is the same as the voice box, and trachea, okay? Please take note of these 5 new words. And we're going to move on and go to the next part of our today lesson. Okay, so we're going to continue. Okay, Next one, I'm going to introduce to you the path to the stomach. Okay. So could you please take a look at these two pictures? Okay, so this is the path to the stomach, right? Okay, so remember starting, we're going to talk about the upper digestive system, and you still remember the upper digestive system starts from the mouth, okay, and ends with the stomach, right? So when you swallow food, right, food will be pushed back to the back of your throat or the back of your pharynx, right? Okay, and you will see. So I will use this one to draw. Can you please wait? Okay, so food. Let's say this is the food, right? So when you eat the food, you swallow the food. So first one, the food, okay, will travel inside your mouth, okay, and your tongue will push the food back to the back of your throat here, right? The food come here. This is the pharynx, to the back of your pharynx, okay. And there is, like a flat of, soft tissue, which is called epiglottis. Okay, the epiglottis will cover the pharynx, will cover the larynx. I'm sorry, cover the larynx. So food will come here. Okay, at the ends of your pharynx are two tubes. We have two tubes. Tube number one and tube number two. Right? Okay. Tube number one is called the esophagus here. Food will enter your esophagus. Esophagus is connected to your stomach, okay, and go to your stomach here. Your stomach, okay, the food will enter here. The second tube is called the larynx, okay, and the larynx is connected to your lung, okay. Food do not travel to your lung, okay. So food will enter, okay, and go to your stomach, okay, to prevent the food to enter the larynx, okay. This muscle, the epiglottis, will cover the larynx, okay, to help avoid, okay, to help prevent the food, okay, traveling to your larynx, okay. Larynx will carry air, remember that, okay. So air will, like enter larynx, okay, and then it travels through the trachea straight to your lung, right? Okay, and food will enter the esophagus, okay, and go to your stomach. Remember, there are two tubes at the end of pharynx, okay. Take a look at this one here. Okay, we have two tubes, right? Tube number one here, esophagus number one, number two. Okay, now we continue. Okay, this is the roles of epiglottis. Let me say again, okay? So, this is when you are breathing, and this is when you are swallowing the food. Okay, so when you are breathing, the epiglottis will open, okay, and let the air, okay, travel to the larynx and then to the trachea and straight to your lungs, right? Okay, so when you take in food, when you eat food, okay, when you swallow food, the epiglottis will be closed. Look at this one, right? Why is epiglottis closed? Epiglottis closed to prevent the food from entering your trachea, right? Okay, because the trachea, sorry, there are some problems. There's some problems here. It's gonna start again from the trachea here. I'm gonna start again from this one. Okay, so I'm gonna start this one again because there's some technical problems. Okay, so one more time, I say again, when you swallow the food, you take in the food, you swallow the food, your epiglottis will close, okay, to help prevent the food from entering your trachea. Okay, the trachea will carry air, right? Will carry air, trachea, air. I try to write air, okay, air, not food, right? Okay, so the epiglottis will cover, will close and cover the larynx, okay, to prevent the food from entering your trachea, right? Okay, and food will travel through your esophagus to your stomach, okay, stomach, right? Okay, so do you know the roles of epiglottis? So let me remind again, okay? The roles of epiglottis is to what? To cover the larynx, okay? And help prevent the food from what? From entering your trachea. That's it, okay? Okay, so you take a look at this picture. So if food enters the larynx and trachea, a cough reflex called choking occurs. Okay, so just imagine you're eating something and you laugh, or something, or somebody makes you, or something makes you surprised. You laugh so hard, okay, and then you like the food enters your larynx. Okay, it means like you swallow the food, okay, inside your trachea. Okay, so at that time a cough reflex called choking occurs, right? And it's a very dangerous situation. Okay, so what happens when food enters the esophagus? The esophagus senses food at its top. Okay, next one, the muscle tissue begins to contract. Okay, there's some muscle tissue inside your esophagus, and those kind of tissue, okay, begin to contract. The contractions called peristalsis, okay, move in waves from the top to the bottom of your esophagus. Peristalsis squeezes the food down the esophagus to your stomach, right? You take a look at these pictures, okay? And let me repeat one more time. So what happens when food enters the esophagus? First one, the esophagus senses food at its top, right? The muscle tissue begins to contract. You see, contract, okay, area of contraction. This is the food, okay? And the contraction is called peristalsis, okay? And the contractions will move in waves from the bottom here to from the top to the bottom of your esophagus, okay? Peristalsis squeezes the food down the esophagus to your stomach, right? Okay. Do you have like any questions? Okay, you can ask me later. Okay, so just remember the peristalsis. Okay. Next one, how food moves toward stomach. Peristalsis are waves of muscle contraction. Right. Okay. Gonna use the poise pen and we do one more time here. Okay, so first one, I say again, when food enter your esophagus, right? Okay, your esophagus will have some kind of muscle tissue. The muscle tissue inside your esophagus will sense the food, okay, will send the food. And then it creates waves of contraction. Contraction starts, okay, these are contraction, start, okay, and contraction, okay, will help, okay, move your food, okay, from what? from the top of your esophagus to the end of your esophagus, right? And this is your stomach. This is your stomach, right? Okay. So you just remember that peristalsis are waves of muscle construction, okay? And these muscle construction will help move the food from the top of your esophagus to the bottom of your esophagus, okay? Okay, so gonna do the next one, okay? So at the ends of the esophagus, there is a small ring of smooth muscle which relaxes to allow food to enter the stomach. The ring of muscle is called esophageal sphincter. After the food is in the stomach, the gastroesophageal sphincter closes to prevent food from being pushed upward into the esophagus. Okay, so let me show you this sphincter. Okay, so here we have like sphincter closed. Okay, so when the food, okay, is taken in inside your stomach, the sphincter will close. Why? Okay, the sphincter will close to help prevent the food from traveling back to the esophagus. Okay, so if the sphincter does not close and let the food travel upward to your esophagus, it causes a disease called gastroesophageal reflux disease, right? Okay, this is a stomach of a healthy person, and this is a stomach of a person with GERD, okay, gastroesophageal reflux disease, esophageal reflux disease, okay. Okay, so the gastroesophageal sphincter helps separate the esophagus, okay, from the stomach. Okay, this is the first sphincter you have to remember. Okay, it separates esophagus from the stomach. Okay. This is the word you have to remember, gastroesophageal sphincter. Okay. Now we continue. Okay, so we have another comprehension check. Okay, 1 and 2 from page 1 and 11, and this is gonna be your assignment number 2. Okay. So at home, after this lesson, please read the material one more time, okay, and try to answer all the questions, okay. And if you have any questions, you can email me. You can contact me via email, okay, or you can raise your questions to me in the next session, okay, and I will explain all the questions to you. Okay, so we move on. Now we talk about the stomach. We talk about the stomach. The stomach is a muscular sac, right? The stomach walls have tiny glands, okay, and these glands will help secrete acids, okay, and acids will liquefy the food, right? Stomach wall have tiny glands. And so there are some tiny glands inside your stomach, and these glands will secrete acids. The acid is called stomach acids, right? And acids will help liquefy food, okay? Will help digest food. So next one, stomach acids is very strong. So this acids may hurt your stomach, right? It's very strong. It can digest, okay, almost any kind of food, right? So stomach lining has cells which produce alkaline mucus, okay, and this alkaline mucus will help neutralize acids inside your stomach. Okay, I say again, there are some tiny glands inside your stomach, okay, and these tiny glands will secrete acids, and acids will liquefy the food, will help digest the food inside your stomach. But this kind of stomach acids is very strong. It may hurt your stomach. Okay, so there are some cells, okay, in the stomach lining, and these cells will produce alkaline mucus. Okay, alkaline mucus will neutralize the acids. Okay, so alkaline mucus neutralize the acids to help, okay, a human body from what, from having like a stomach disease, right? Okay, because the acids inside the stomach is very strong. It may hurt your stomach. Okay, so next one, alkaline mucus coats the stomach lining, okay, to help prevent acids from eating, okay, the stomach lining. Okay, so you have to look at these pictures. I hope that, okay, you understand. The next one, stomach has enzymes. Okay, stomach has enzymes, and these enzymes will help digest protein. Okay, enzymes make chemical reactions go faster. Enzymes break protein molecules into smaller molecules. Smaller molecules move more easily into the bloodstream when they reach the small intestine, right? Some proteins are digested in the stomach, but most proteins are digested in the small intestine. Okay, you understand this point, right? Okay, stomach walls have 3 layers of muscle, right? Okay, food in stomach is squeezed in all directions. Stomach juices mix well with the food. When mixing is completed, food and juices become a thick liquid like milkshake, right? Small intestine is ready to receive food. Another ring of smooth muscle called pyloric sphincter. Okay, so this sphincter will help connect the stomach and the intestine. Okay, so this sphincter will relax. Okay, to let the food enter your small intestine. This sphincter allows small amounts of food to enter the intestine, right? Small intestine fully digests food and absorb the nutrients. And we have another comprehension check, okay, on page 13. And this is gonna be your assignment too. Okay. Thank you for listening. We still have like 1 hour left. Now I'm gonna go back to the first line, and if you have any questions to ask me, you can ask me now. Okay, you can type your questions in the chat box, or okay, and let me see your questions, and I will explain again. Okay, so now can you answer these questions again? After this lesson, can you answer the question? If you can answer the question, you understand the lesson. Do you have any questions, or I will go over all the things again? Okay, so they are all the points that we need to cover in this lesson. Okay, so Okay, so I'm gonna go through the lesson one more time. Okay, so after the lesson, if you can answer these 4 questions, you okay understand the lesson. Okay, so we're going to continue. Sorry for the background noise. Okay. So after the lesson, if you can answer these 4 questions, you if you can answer all the questions, you remember the lesson. Okay. So I say again, okay, a human body needs energy to live, right? Okay. The body needs energy to work properly. You need energy to move, to study, and laugh. Sugars, protein, and fats in foods you eat to help you obtain energy, right? And the role of the digestive system is to take in food, break it down into small molecules, and put those molecules into the bloodstream to carry energy to all cells of your body. Cells use as much of the body of the food energy as they need, and the rest either is stored as fat or eliminated. Okay, so this is the pictures of your digestive system. Okay, so the digestive system starts, I say again, uh, the digestive system starts from the mouth and it ends at the anus. Okay, and in today's lesson we are talking about the upper digestive tract. The upper tract starts from the mouth and ends at the stomach. And these are some components of the digestive system, and we have gone through the mouth cavity, right? Okay, we have learned about the structure of the teeth. Okay, and I have also explained to you the food path. Okay, some new vocabularies. Okay, so can you name these one of these organs mentioned in the pictures? Okay, the first one is the oral cavity. Inside the oral cavity, there are some organs like teeth, tongue, right? Okay, and number two, number two is called Number 2 actually is your esophagus. Okay, so at the ends of your pharynx are 2 tubes. The first tube, let me use the pointer ball pens one more time. You see, like this is like your at the ends of at the ends of the pharynx are 2 tubes. Again, tube number 1 and tube number 2, right? Okay, tube number 1 is called, what is tube number 1 called? It's trachea, right? Okay, and there is larynx inside the trachea. Larynx is called the voice box. Okay, and what does the trachea carry? The trachea will help carry air. Okay, so air will travel through your larynx to your trachea and to your lung. See, okay, air will travel to your lung. And trip number 2 is where the food travel through, right? Trip number 2 is called esophagus, right? You eat the food here, okay, the food will enter your mouth, the tongue will push the food to the pharynx here, right? And you still remember there is a flat of tissue which is called epiglottis. Okay, so when you swallow the foods, epiglottis will close, okay, to prevent the food from entering your trachea. So the food will enter the esophagus, right? Okay, and the esophagus will lead to your stomach. Okay, and at the ends of your esophagus there is like a muscle, a ring of soft muscle. Okay, this ring of muscle is called gastroesophageal sphincter. Okay, and when your food is at the end of the esophagus, this sphincter will relax, right? Okay, and let the food to your stomach. Let the food in your stomach, right? Okay, so there are 2 sphincters. You have to remember the first one is the epiglottis, okay, and the second one here we have is the gastroesophageal sphincter. Okay, gastroesophageal sphincter helps separate the esophagus from the stomach. Okay, and when the food are inside your stomach, right? Okay, so you see like there are some tiny glands inside your stomach, right, which secretes acids. Okay, and acid will help dissolve the food, right? And this kind of acid is very strong, and sometimes it may hurt your stomach, right? Okay, and there are also some cells inside your stomach which secretes alkaline mucus. Alkaline mucus will like neutralize the acid inside your stomach, okay, and help prevent you from any stomach disease. Okay, so alkalides will neutralize acids in your stomach. Okay, and when food travels to the end of your stomach, there is another sphincter. This sphincter is called pyloric sphincter. Okay, pyloric sphincter separates the stomach from the small intestine, right? Okay, so when food is at the end of your stomach, right, this sphincter, the pyloric sphincter, will open, okay, will relax little by little and let the food in the small intestine, okay. So the small intestine is where the food is digested. Okay, so the protein, most of the proteins of the food will be broken down, will be digested in the small intestine. Okay, and most of the nutrients are absorbed inside the small intestine. So food here break down, okay, into the protein of the food will be broken down into smaller molecules, okay, and all these molecules will be absorbed, okay, will be absorbed, fully absorbed, okay, to make nutrients, okay. And nutrients will provide your body with energy, okay, with energy, and we need energy to work, as I have told you before, okay. I hope you understand. Okay, so at this point, can you answer the first questions? What is the function of the digestive system, right? Number two, so what's the function of digestive system? Okay, so each organ of your digestive system has a different function, right? Okay, so we have gone through the oral cavity, okay, and then the pharynx. The pharynx is the throat, right? And we have gone through the esophagus, okay, the epiglottis, esophagus, and two tubes, okay, esophagus and trachea, okay, stomach. Okay, so each organ of the digestive system has a different function, okay, and all in all, it will help take in food, okay, break down the food protein into smaller molecules, okay, and these molecules will be absorbed by the small intestine to make energy, okay, to provide your body with nutrients. Number two, can you name 5 organs that come into contact with food? Okay, so those 5 organs can be named, okay, the mouth first, okay, you need to put the food inside your mouth, right? The tongue, right? Okay, the tongue. So the tongue is the second organ which comes into contact with food, right? The tongue. Next one, the tongue will, like put. Okay, the tongue will push the food back to will push the food to the back of your throat or to the back of your pharynx, right? So the next organ that come into contact with the food is what? Esophagus, right? The esophagus. Food will travel through the esophagus straight to your stomach. The next one is your stomach, and epiglottis too. You still remember epiglottis? When you swallow foods, epiglottis will close. Okay, will close. Will cover the larynx. Okay, so epiglottis help prevents the food from entering the trachea. Number 3, what does the tongue do with food? Okay, the tongue helps push the food to the pharynx, to the throat, to the back of the throat, right? Number 4, where does food go after it leaves the stomach? What's your answers? After the food leaves the stomach, it enters the small intestines, okay? And before food can enter the small intestines, there is a small sphincter which separates the esophagus and no, which I'm sorry, like there is a small sphincter which separates the stomach from the small intestine, and that sphincter is called gastroesophageal sphincter. Okay. Number 5, what are some common digestive problems? There are like some common digestive problems. Okay, there's some kind of disease. Some kind of disease. Okay, so we continue to answer question number 5. What are some common digestive problems? Okay, so there are some disease which are related to digestive problems. Okay, the first disease is called heartburn. So what is heartburn? So imagine that, okay, when the food has entered your stomach, okay, and then the food is pushed back to your esophagus, right? In that case, your sphincter, your gastroesophageal sphincter does not close, okay, and pushes the food back to it it pushes the food back to your esophagus and causes a burning feeling inside your esophagus, and that problem is called heartburn. Okay, it's a kind of disease, right? Okay, some verbs, and you can look up the meanings of these verbs in a dictionary and try to pay attention to the pronunciation and meaning of these new verbs. We're gonna go through, okay, these sentences one more time. Okay, just as a sponge removes water from a table, the bloodstream absorbs water from the intestines. Because the small intestine works best at a neutral pH, the acids from the stomach must be neutralized when it reaches the small intestine. Okay, you still remember? Okay, your stomach has acids, and this kind of acid is very strong. It may hurt your stomach sometimes, but there are some cells inside your stomach which produce alkali mucus too. Okay, alkali mucus will help neutralize the acids inside your stomach. Okay, so that's okay. When the food reaches the small intestines, okay, the acids from the stomach must be neutralized. Food waste is eliminated from the body through the anus. Okay, food waste. Water in saliva helps to turn food into a liquid or liquefies the food in the mouth. Do you still remember how many functions does saliva have? Saliva has 3 main functions. Okay, so the first function is to kill bacteria, right? Okay, the second function is to turn salivas help turn food into a liquid. Okay, soften the food and turn it into a liquid or liquefies the food in the mouth. And the third function of saliva is to help break down, okay, starches. Break down starches, the protein. Okay, like starches are food like bread and rice. Okay, so when you eat bread and rice, okay, starches, food related to starches, um, they will be broken down by the saliva, okay, in your mouth first, because the starches, like the molecules of these starches are quite large, so these molecules must be broken down in your mouth first. Number 5, hormones control or regulates how fast your body breaks down food. Your back teeth are useful for grinding foods. So in today's lesson, we have gone through 4 different types of teeth, right? The first type of teeth is called incisors. Okay. Next one we have we have canine teeth. Okay. The third one is remolars teeth and molar teeth, right? So each type of teeth has a different function, right? So your back teeth are useful for grinding food. Your back teeth, still remember, your back teeth are actually your molars, right? Number 7, when you eat lots of candy, sugar accumulates on your teeth. Okay, and if you do not brush your teeth after you eat sugar, candy, okay, you may have teeth cavity. Number 8, if you stir sugar in water, it will dissolve. Okay, so if you stir sugar, if you add sugar in water, or if you add salt in water, okay, those type ingredients will dissolve. Food is converted from large molecules into smaller molecules during digestion. Okay, to convert is to change something from one form to another form. Okay, so in number 9, as I have told you before, when you eat, okay, any type of food like rice or bread, okay, and those kinds of food are called starches, okay. So the food molecules of starches will be broken down in your mouth first, okay, and the saliva in your mouth will do that function, will help break down, okay, the food molecules of starches, okay, because the food molecules of starches are quite large, so they must be broken down by saliva in your mouth first, okay, before they are further broken down, okay, inside your stomach, okay. Number 10, food is broken down into small molecules or digested in the small intestines, okay. You know, like some food molecules are digested inside the stomach, but most of the food molecules are digested inside your intestines, okay. So intestine is where most of the food molecules are broken down or digested, okay, and absorbed, okay. The path of food upper digestive tract. Okay, so this upper digestive tract starts from the mouth and ends with, from the mouth, right? Okay, and ends with the stomach, right? Upper mouth to stomach, right? Upper mean both, okay. And we also have like the below digestive tract, but we talk about in today's lesson, we just talk about the above digestive tract first, okay? Starting from mouth and ending at the stomach. The stomach. Oral cavity. Okay, so as I have told you before, the sight, smell, taste, and thought of food stimulates the production of saliva. Okay, so anytime when you think about the food, when you smell or taste or any kind of food, okay, saliva inside your mouth will be stimulated, okay, will be produced, right? Saliva is the name of the watery liquid in the mouth, right? Saliva is made by zigzag-like organs called salivary glands. And remember, okay, you know, like there are like 6 salivary glands, okay. 2 are located at between your ear and your mouth, and 2 are located you know, like beneath your tongue, okay, at the base of your tongue, and the other 2 salivary glands are located to the sides of your mouth, okay. Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you again about the salivary glands. Okay, so as you have known before, there are 6 salivary glands. Okay, so 2, okay, 2 glands, number 1 and 2. 2 glands are located, you know, like between the ear and your mouth, right? Okay, this is the ear, this is your mouth. So 2 salivary glands are located between them. The other 2 are located at the base of your tongue. 1, 2, right? I should write number 3 and number 4, okay? So the other 2 glands are located at, okay, the base, okay, or underneath your tongue, right? And the next two salivary glands are located to the side. This is number 5 and number 6 here, to the sides of your mouth. So in total, we have 6 salivary glands, okay? And when you think about food, or whenever you taste food or you smell the food, these salivary glands will secrete saliva, okay? Secrete. So saliva has 3 functions. Before I show you the 3 functions, do you still remember the 3 functions I have told you before? What's the first function? Saliva has substances which help kill bacteria inside your mouth, right? Okay, so it contains a molecule, to be exact, not a substance, but a molecule that kills bacteria inside your mouth, okay? The second function of saliva is it contains molecules that digest starches. Starches can be found in food like rice, bread, and potatoes, okay? And so why are starches broken down in the mouth first? Because the food molecule of starches are quite large, so they must be broken down, they must be digested, okay, inside your mouth first before they are further digested, okay, in your stomach. Number 3, saliva helps liquefy food and dissolve food molecules, right? Okay, it makes the food soft, okay, and turn the food into watery liquids, right? And help dissolve food molecules. So different foods have different tastes. Actually, we have 5 basic tastes, okay? Sweet, salty, sour, bitter, umami, right? So we have 5 basic tastes of food. The tiny bumps on your tongue help you taste the food, right? So these bumps contain taste buds. So you can see the taste bud here. Right? Taste bud will help you taste the food, will help you recognize the flavor of the food, right? Each taste bud is stimulated by each flavor, right? Okay. So for example, like sweets, okay. So different regions of the tongue have concentrations of different taste buds, okay. For example, you know, like at the poise of your tongue, okay, will help you recognize the sweet flavor, okay. And you know, like the edge of the tongue will help you recognize the salty flavor. The right side, the left side, and the back side of your tongue will help you recognize the sour flavor, and the back of your tongue, okay, will help you taste the bitter flavor, okay. And the main part, you know, like the middle, the main part of your tongue, okay, will help you recognize umami flavor. So different regions of the tongue have concentrations of different taste buds. See, take a look at this one again, okay. Sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami, okay. So we have 5 basic tastes. Okay, so there are 4 different types of teeth, and we have also gone through the oral cavity, okay, and we have talked about the 4 different types of teeth. You still remember what they are, okay. So the first type of teeth, this one, the first type is called incisors, okay. The next type of teeth is canine. We have to go in order. First type incisor, second type canine, third type premolar, and the fourth type of teeth is called molar. Okay, so now we talk about let's say we talk about the location of these teeth. Okay, so where are incisors located? Incisors are located at the front, okay, are located at the front of your jaw, right? Canines are located, okay, to the side of incisors, right? Canine here to the side of incisors, okay. And next one we have like remolars. Remolar, it should be remolars here. Remolar, number 4, remolar, okay. Remolars are located, you know, like at the back of your jaw, right? Next to the canines, to the side canines, okay. And last one, to the very back of your jaw are molars, okay. And each types of teeth has a different function, okay. Please have a look at this table again to try to remember their functions. Okay, so we have like 4 incisors on the upper jaw and 4 on the lower jaw. In total, we have 8 incisors, right? Okay, and because incisors are located at the front of your jaw, so they are used for cutting and biting food. Next one, canines are located to the side of the incisors, and we have 2 canines on the upper jaw and 2 on the lower jaw, and they are used for tearing food, right? Okay. Premolars are used for chewing and grinding food. We have 8 premolars in total, 4 upper and 4 lower, and they are located to the side of each canine. Molars are located at the back of your mouth. We have 12 molars in total, and they are used for grinding food. Okay, so actually in total we have 32 teeth. An adult has 32 teeth in total, right? And the last molars in the very back of each side are called wisdom teeth. Okay, actually wisdom teeth has no function at all, and most people have these kind of teeth removed. Okay, because if you wisdom teeth can cause pain to your jaw. Okay, so they actually have no purposes, no roles at all. So people have them extracted. Okay, because if you leave the wisdom teeth there, they may take the space of your molars and cause pain to your jaw. Okay, so in that case, wisdom teeth are removed or are extracted. Okay, so now we're gonna go through again, okay, the structures of a tooth. A tooth has 3 basic layers. The first layer is called enamel, okay, and the second layer is the dentins. The third one is the pulp, okay, so these are 3 basic layers of a tooth you have to remember. Okay, so enamel is the very first layer, okay, on the outside of your tooth, right? The very first layer you have to remember is enamel, okay? So gonna go from the outside to the inside. One, first layer, second layer, and the last one, right? Okay, the second layer is called the dentins, okay? Dentin, you know, like comprises the main parts. Dentins is the main part of your tooth, right? Okay, you see, dentist comprises, okay, the main parts, okay, most of the room in your tooth, and the last part is called pulp. Inside the pulp, you can see neurons. Okay, you can see some neural cells here. Okay, so the pulp is the inner parts, okay, of your tooth. Okay, so we talk about cavity again. Okay, so still remember cavity? This is a tooth disease. Okay, so just imagine you have finished eating dinner, eating food. Okay, so for example, you have eaten sugar, you have eaten dinner. Okay, you have eaten sugar, right? So I have drawn some sugar here. So there is some sugar, okay, on your teeth, on your tooth, okay, and you know that there is some kind of bacteria, okay, which lives inside your teeth. So those bacteria will make use of this sugar. I want to write sugar here. The bacteria will make use of the sugar to make what? To make acids. Okay, so those bacteria will turn sugar into acids. Okay, and first one, acids. Acids will destroy the first layer of your teeth. Okay, so acids will destroy the enamel, the first layer of your teeth. Okay, and then bacteria continue to go inside the dentin part of your teeth, and here the bacteria will eat away what? The protein in your teeth will destroy the protein here. Okay, and bacteria will continue to go inside the pulp. Okay, inside the pulp are some neural cells. Okay, because like the pulp is the inner part of the teeth and it contains the neural cells. Okay, so if the bacteria eats away or the dentins and enters the pulp, this is when you feel the pain in your tooth. Okay, you feel the pain. Okay, because these neural cells will send the signal straight to your neural system. Okay, and this is when you feel the pain when the bacteria is here, right? Okay. When when bacteria destroy the dentins, it will cause first one a hole inside your teeth. Okay, and then when it continue to goes to the pulp, it will cause pain to your teeth. And at that time, you have to go to see the dentist. Okay, to have your teeth filled or to have your teeth, extracted or have your pulp fixed, okay, by the dentist. Sometimes your pulp will be removed, will be taken out by the dentist, okay. In some serious cases, your pulp, okay, can be removed from your teeth. Okay, so how to avoid tooth cavity? Okay, so the best way to avoid tooth cavity is to brush your teeth carefully after you have eaten something. Okay, that's one of the best solutions to prevent yourself from having a cavity, right? Comprehension check. So in the comprehension check here, let's see, we have some questions. Are you still following with me with some questions here? Okay, so you can find 7 questions on chapter 7 question. Okay, on page 8. On page 8. And you need to, and once again, you need to solve these questions by yourself, and you can discuss, okay, your answers with me in the next session, okay? All the answers to the questions can be found, okay, in the material I have sent you. Some new words. Well, this one say trachea, right? Larynx, esophagus, epiglottis, pharynx. Okay, pronunciation of new word is very important. Whenever you learn a new word, please pay attention to its pronunciation as well as its meanings. Right. The path to stomach. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this one to you one more time. Okay, so let's say this is your oral cavity, right? Okay, this is a piece of food. So when you take in food will go to your mouth, right? Okay, and this is the tongue. The tongue will help push this kind of food to the back of your throat. Here, to the back of your throat or to the back of your pharynx. Now the food is here, right? Okay, so when you swallow the food, there is a ring of tissue which is called epiglottis. Okay, what is the function of epiglottis? Epiglottis, okay, will cover the larynx, okay, to help prevent the food from entering your trachea. Remember, when you swallow food, you want the food to travel to your esophagus, not your trachea, right? So food here, epiglottis will close, and food will go through to esophagus. Okay, this tube is called esophagus, right? And the esophagus will lead to stomach, right? Okay, so at the end, as again, at the ends of the pharynx or the throat, at the end of your throat, there are two tubes. The first tube is called esophagus. The second tube is called trachea. The trachea contains larynx. Larynx is your voice box, right? Okay. And I have two questions for you. So what does esophagus carry? Esophagus carries food. Okay, and what is esophagus connected to? Esophagus is connected to your stomach, right? Food will go straight to your esophagus, and then food will be led to your stomach, right? Okay. The second tube is called trachea, and trachea carries air. Trachea carries air, not food, right? Okay, because trachea is connected to your lungs, so air will be carried through your trachea straight to your lung, right? Okay. So in some cases, in some dangerous situations, when you swallow food but you laugh, or someone can touch you, or someone surprise you at the same time, you may swallow the food, okay, and inside your trachea. In that situation, it's very dangerous, okay. So remember, you want the food to travel through esophagus. You swallow the food down your esophagus, not trachea, okay. If food, okay, is swallowed down to your trachea, it's gonna be very dangerous, okay, because if you imagine, like, if the food enters your trachea, it will block the airway, right? It will block the airway and you can't breathe normally, okay. So it's gonna be very dangerous, right? Here, when breathing, when swallowing, and I have explained to you already, okay, and I hope that you remember and you understand, okay. So when we are breathing, epiglottis will open, okay, open, and let the air, you see the air, let the air down to your larynx and straight to your trachea and straight to your lungs, right? Okay, so when you swallow foods, epiglottis will close, food here close, okay, epiglottis will close, and food will travel straight to your esophagus and straight to your stomach, okay. So why epiglottis close when you swallow food? Epiglottis close to prevent the food from entering your trachea, okay. So it closes and it covers, sorry, let's share again. We still have 20 minutes left. Try to finish the lesson. Let me share again. This one again. Okay, so the epiglottis will close and cover your larynx, right? Covers and protect your larynx, okay? And it helps prevent the foods from entering your trachea. That's the function of epiglottis, or the role of epiglottis, okay? Okay, so if food enters your trachea, or you suddenly or you accidentally swallow the food down to your trachea, it's going to be a very dangerous situation, okay? So a cough reflex, okay, will occur, and this cough reflex is called choking, okay? What happens when food enters the esophagus? Esophagus senses food at its top, right? Okay, so when foods enter the esophagus, there are some, like muscle tissue inside the esophagus, and those muscle tissue will send the food at the top first. The muscle tissue begins to contract. Okay, so when the muscle tissue, senses the food, they continue to contract, and contraction movement begin. The contractions is called peristalsis, and the contractions will move in waves from the top of your esophagus to the bottom of your esophagus. So what is the function of these contractions? These contractions help to push down the food, right? Food enters your esophagus. So contractions begin to push down, to push the food from the top of your esophagus down to the bottom of your esophagus, right? Peristalsis squeezes the food down to the esophagus, to your stomach, right? Okay, so this is food. Pointer option. Here, this is the food. I draw a star here, the food. Okay, so when food, enters your esophagus, right? Okay, the esophagus will sense the food, and start to contract. Okay, so contractions movement start to begin. Okay, and these contractions are called peristalsis. Okay, so you see contraction here. The contractions begin. Okay, and this contraction will help send the food from the top of your esophagus to the bottom of your esophagus, right? They contract. Let me draw it. Contract. Okay, and they send the food down to the end of your esophagus. Okay, that's it. Here, see it? So peristalsis are actually waves of muscle contraction. Okay, so at the end of your esophagus is a sphincter. This sphincter is just like a ring of muscle. This sphincter here, take a look. This sphincter is called gastroesophageal sphincter. Okay, and this sphincter will separate, your esophagus from your stomach. Okay, so after the food is in the stomach, this sphincter will close, to help prevent food from being pushed upward into the esophagus. You see, this is a healthy stomach from a healthy person. Okay, when the food or the liquid is inside the stomach, this sphincter will close. Okay, to help the food or the drink, to stop the food or the drink from being pushed back upwards to your esophagus, right? So in some cases, when you have swallowed the food, when the food is in your stomach already, but the gastroesophageal sphincter still open. So what happens in that case? The liquid or the food will be pushed upward back into the esophagus, and cause a disease called gastroesophageal reflux disease, or sometimes it may cause you, like heartburn. It means like you feel a hot feeling inside your esophagus. And if it gets worse, you will have gastroesophageal reflux disease. But like the milder version of this disease is called heartburn. You will feel really, like a hot feeling, inside your esophagus first, because of the gas here, because of the gas from your stomach is pushed back, to your esophagus and cause you heartburn first, and when all the food, is pushed back upwards to your esophagus, it will cause you gastroesophageal reflux disease. comprehension check should be done by yourself. Okay, so we move on to talk about the stomach. The stomach is actually a muscular sac here. Sac, you see the sac, a muscular sac. So it has 3 layers with a lot of muscular, okay, with a lot of muscles, right? Muscular sac. Stomach walls have tiny glands. The wall. We talked about the wall of stomach have tiny glands, okay, and these glands will secrete acids, right? And acid will help liquefy food, right? They secrete acids. These glands inside the walls of your stomach will secrete acids, okay. For example, this is food. I will draw a rectangular thing to represent food here, okay. So I say again, stomach walls will have tiny glands, okay, and these glands will secrete, okay, acids, and acid will help liquefy the food, digest the food, right? Stomach acid is strong. Sometimes stomach acid is very strong, so strong because these kind of acids can destroy, can digest almost any kind of food, okay, chicken, beef, steak, whatever, okay. So because this kind of acid is quite strong, so sometimes it may hurt your stomach. So how can your stomach keep itself healthy? Stomach lining also has cells, okay. These cells produce alkali muscles, okay, and alkali muscles will help neutralize acids, okay. So because like you have learned in chemistry already, okay, alkali will neutralize acids, right, okay, and keep your stomach healthy. Alkali muscle coats the stomach lining to prevent acids from eating, okay, your stomach, right? Okay. So if you have, you know, like a peptic ulcer, or if you have some kind of disease caused by acids, inside your stomach, okay, in that case, the amount of the acid inside your stomach is too much, is too big, right? Okay, so you have to take in, you know, like an alkali liquids, okay, to help neutralize the acids, okay. So stomach also has enzymes, okay. So enzymes will digest proteins. So far we have discussed 3 substances inside the stomach. First one, the stomach has acids, right? Okay. Stomach has tiny glands, and glands secrete acids. So stomach contains acid. Second one that stomach contains is the alkali muscles. Alkali muscles will help neutralize acids. Okay, the third one, okay, which is contained inside the stomach is enzyme. Okay, so enzyme will help digest protein. Okay, digest protein. So enzymes also make chemical reactions go faster, right? Okay, enzymes break protein molecules into smaller molecules, right? Smaller molecules move more easily into the bloodstream when they reach the small intestine, right? And some proteins are digested in the stomach, but most of the proteins are digested in the small intestine, right? Stomach walls have 3 layers of muscles. Food in the stomach is squeezed in all directions, okay? So just imagine you are washing your clothes, right? Okay, when you wash your clothes, you know, like you move, okay, your clothes washes from all directions, okay? This is what exactly, okay, it just like what exactly happens inside your stomach, okay? So when the food enters your stomach will squeeze the food in all directions, just like you are washing your clothes. You want to make your clothes clean, okay, so you squeeze your clothes in all directions. stomach juices mix well with the food, right? So because the food inside your stomach, okay, be increased in all directions. In that case, okay, stomach juices, okay, mix well with the food. The food is mixed really well with the juices of your stomach. And when mixing is completed, food and juices become a thick liquids like milkshake. Okay, you know milkshake. It's very thick. Okay, very thick drink. And then, okay, small intestine is ready to receive food. Okay, so I want to focus on this point. There is another ring of smooth muscle called pyloric sphincter, and this muscle connects the stomach and the intestine, right? So let's say like this is the end of your stomach, and there is another sphincter. So far we have talked about two kinds of sphincters. The first sphincter is called gastroesophageal sphincter, and that sphincter separates esophagus, okay, from your stomach. So the second sphincter is called pyloric sphincter, and this sphincter separates your stomach from your intestine, right? So when food is, like when small intestine is ready to receive food, this ring of smooth muscle, okay, will relax, will open, right? This sphincter allows small amounts of food to enter the intestine, okay? So it will allow small amounts of food, not large amount of food, okay? So it just allows small amounts of food at a time to enter the intestine so that all the nutrients, okay, can be fully absorbed, okay, by your intestine. Right? Small intestine fully digests food and absorb nutrients. Okay. That's it. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to say again, when the small intestine is ready to receive food from the stomach, another ring of smooth muscle connecting the stomach and small intestine relaxes. This ring of muscle is called pyloric sphincter. As a rule, the pyloric sphincter allows only small amounts of food to enter the small intestine at a time, so that the small intestine can fully digest the food and absorb the nutrients. Okay, that's it. So far we have just gone through, okay, like the upper digestive system, the upper digestive tract. Okay, we still have 5 minutes. We still have like 3 minutes left. Okay, I said again, if you have any questions, you can contact me via email. Okay, or you can even, okay, raise the questions to me in the next session. Okay, I hope that you are clear after today's lesson. Okay, and please try to, like, go online and look at find a video clip, okay, and watch, like the lessons before we have the next session next week. Okay, you have to read the materials, you have to download the videos, and try to study and watch the lessons before you go online. Okay, and have an online meeting with me, a live stream lesson next week. Okay. So I will end my lesson, okay, here this morning. And once again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me via email, okay? Or you can even, okay, send me messages, okay, through my phone numbers. I'll see you in the next meeting next week, okay? And hope that we don't have any technical problems like this morning again, okay? Thank you everyone for joining today's lesson. Goodbye, everyone. Okay, see you next week in the next live stream lesson. Okay, next Wednesday. Goodbye and have a good day.